If your pet has died, or your partner, or your parent, I want you to let yourself be available to whatever signs show up for you of them still having a connection to you. It's going to be quite possible you're going to have an experience where you feel like either you literally see them, or you see some sign of them, or a song comes on the radio, or you hear something on TV that is like them speaking to you. And a lot of people that I've come across, it's very easy to be like, oh, I'm just making that up, oh, it's crazy. But what I want you to really be aware of and remember is, wherever you believe that these souls have gone, you came from that place originally. So every single person has a connection back to that. So for you, it's source, the universe, spirit world, whatever. Even though we're here in human form, you and I, you still can have that glimpse, that connection to the spirit world, because it's where you came from, it's where you're going, and the spirit part of you, there's a part of you that's still connected to it. Now, in order to operate as, quasi-normal humans, for the most part, we're not always in that realm. Like, even as a psychic, I noticed like the different changes of my consciousness related to, if I'm shopping at the grocery store, I'm not in the same state of mind that I am when I'm working with a client or when I'm receiving information from the spirit world. So it even, so we're all allowed to have different levels of experience, different levels of spending time in connection with the spirit world. And if this is something that's very foreign to you, sometimes people get afraid of like, well, what if I start interacting with bad spirits? So I'll make a video about that a whole nother day. But today, what I want you to tune into is, you have the ability to connect with this loved one who is on the other side, who is departed. And the first step is simply believing it. The second step is opening yourself up and being observant and curious to where and when the connection to them will show up in your consciousness. For me, it shows up literally either as a vision of something that's not there, quote unquote, a sign visually, or audibly. Words will come that I know are a message or a connection from them. Or they will come in my dreams. Dreams is also one of the most common ways to connect with departed loved ones. That's very easy for anyone to do. The other thing I'll leave you with is related to science. And it is that anytime two atoms get connected, there's something called entanglement. So there's that connection there. So anytime you and a loved one, if you have had that connection, you can be separated by literally galaxies, and that connection is still there, which means there's still that, I'm going to keep on using the word connection, love, whatever. In science, they look at it in terms of charge and spin of the electron and all of that. But no matter how far you get separated physically, you're still connected. And science proves this, and religion and spirituality speaks to this. So I want you to remember that as a source of comfort, that sometimes I like to think of my loved departed ones as they just went traveling, and I can't go where they have gone yet, but we can still have communication. But similar to how it used to be with travel, maybe they're in an area with no cell service. Maybe they've traveled to a place beyond communication. You still have the ability, though, to make that connection with people, especially those that you have been connected with, because that bond, your love, your connection is entangled. It will not be broken. It's there and it's real. So give yourself permission, if it will feel comfortable and invigorating and enlivening and nourishing to you, to allow yourself to explore that connection. And what does it look like? Let yourself feel, believe, and know how it feels to be connected to that loved one, and knowing that physically there is a separation, but scientifically, spiritually, that connection is unbreakable and will always be there.